Take one. To communicate.
Just the occasional pressing a button.
Let's do it. Down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested. Come here, call the police.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough. The sound turned down.
Take two.
Now look what they've gone and done.
Really? Something that they never really captured, something that should be captured, something that everyone does.
Enough is enough.
We can't stand each other.
Then suddenly, I felt like a movie. The sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. Hey, this next bit you sound a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Decide.
I love you, son. You know that, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You want me to show you?
Yeah. All you have to do?
What do you mean?
What is it? Do
Take one.
the sound turned down.
Take one. To communicate.
Just the occasional pressing a button.
Let's do it. Down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested. Come here, call the police.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough. The sound turned down.
Take two.
Now look what they've gone and done.
Really? Something that they never really captured, something that should be captured, something that everyone does.
Enough is enough.
We can't stand each other.
Then suddenly, I felt like a movie. The sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. Hey, this next bit you sound a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Decide.
I love you, son.
Okay, we're gonna start the stream. I think everything's fine now. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do today, I guess we're gonna be mixing a bunch of things today. I have like 3 projects I gotta start mixes and work on mixes for, so we're just gonna do them all on stream tonight. The first of which is going to be this band Absolute Phase, a friend of mine, Ian, who's in that band, and I'm gonna be mixing, mastering stuff. I have a couple of tweaks I gotta make to this last song before I can send it over to them, so we're just gonna do them on stream. Okay, so the whole song, pretty good. Right now, what we're gonna focus on is these end vocals, these end, I guess, harmony vocals. Yeah, they're not poking out as much in the mix, and it only seems to be happening when they're on a single speaker system. So that means it's a mono compatibility issue. So if you don't know, anytime that you have a stereo audio file and it's like really stereo and there's not much overlap in between them in the center, and things are very far left and right, when things get summed to mono, you're probably going to lose anything that's not common to both sides, right? Which means if something is super stereo and there's almost nothing in the middle, when it goes to only the middle, there's not going to be anything there, right? Which is very frustrating. So we can actually test this and see if that's what's happening, because I'm pretty sure it is. But so these vocals right now, also they'll load them up. Yeah, there. So those are the vocals, but that's in stereo. Let's see what happens when we switch it to mono. You can see when it got summed to mono, they got like less than half the volume they were before. Right? That's because they're all coming out stereo only, which is not very good. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to clean up that by making these louder in the middle channel. So how are we going to do that? I believe, yeah. So what I did to make it more stereo was I actually took the mid channel here. I opened up an EQ, and instead of having it in stereo like this, right, where it's affecting both sides equally with whatever you do, I wanted it to have an effect only on the mid. So by switching it to mid only, it only affects things that are in the center or are common between both channels, right, left and right. So all I did was just turn down the mid. So if I were to bring that back up, right? So now if we try our mono compatibility test, it should be a lot better. It's still not perfect. It's still a little bit louder sounding. But it is better than it was, that's for sure. So we're just going to go ahead and bring that up a little bit more and call it done. Let's see what it sounds like in the mix. Oh, doesn't want to play. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's try cranking the volume on these a little bit. That sounded pretty good. Let's see how everything sounds in mono now. We'll go back and forth, because he has two vocal parts that could have been affected, right? Now I think there's actually a little bit too much on his mid channel. Let's bring that back down a little bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, so that's sounding pretty decent. Let's see how the vocals sound. See, they're still kind of quiet, right? Let's see where our mids are at now. Okay, so you can see they're only turned down by like, let's bring them back up, okay? So they're coming through a little bit more now that we've monoed them up. So let's turn them up a little bit. Okay, that worked out. See how it compares to the other vocal parts? Okay, so this is probably going to suffer from the same thing. So let's go ahead and bring those mids up. We're still going to be mixing this in mono so that we can hear the actual differences. But let's test it out. Much more audible now. Feeling they're going to want him a little louder. Okay, and let's go back to stereo. Okay, that kind of works out. All right, so that part's done. So we're just going to hit save really quick. And then the other thing was a single note about a performance issue. Let's go see where that is. Secondary ruler. At around 210. Song starts at 210. 10? Song starts at 7. Starts at 10. Okay. So the problem is at 210, 220. Okay, so let's find this. Because apparently there's a kick drum that's like out of time. So let's go see where that is. When I adore, why do I feel so alone? When I adore. 210. When I adore. All right, well, I'm not hearing where this is. I remember there being a particularly egregious spot where there was like a bad timing error. I think it's there. It'd be like doom doom clap, right? Let me see if I can actually message the person in question. If I can get him on stream. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. You'll give me a sec. I'll actually be right back.
Take one to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing a button.
Let's do down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man says?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough. The sound turned down.
Okay, I'm here. I think, Ian, are you there? Definitely just say hi in the chat if you're there. Because I'm having trouble finding the spot at 210 you were talking about because it doesn't sound like it's there, but there is a spot later, and I'm curious if that's it. That's one. Was it 210? Okay. Let's see if I can hear it in drum by itself. Right. So what do we need of these drum tracks? I definitely don't need this anymore. We are not using it, so I'm going to hide that. Okay. Ian, yeah, just the kick. Hi, Ian. Okay, so it's at 210, so I'm going to go to that spot. And you got to tell me, like, okay. I don't hear where it's happening. Okay. Let's see. Let's record and solo up those drums. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just the kick. See, because that's 210, but it's not happening. The only wonky thing I hear, they're going on the 4 on the floor. That's okay. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, because that's happening. That's like way over here at like 238. Yeah, it's that thing. Okay. So I'm not crazy. All right, so let's see if we can fix that. See, because it feels like he gets it right away pretty much here, right? It's almost perfect. So what we're going to try to do is I'm just going to take from the individual kick mics themselves. I'm going to try grabbing from the transient. Oh, where did it grab it? Damn it. Okay. Let's try this. Slide it over just a little bit. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, right? And let's see if we can just move them. Okay. This will sound a little weird, but let's see if it works. We can line up. You can see the kicks line up really well right there on the first one. And let's stretch this guy back out. Let's see. Let's try that again. That one's close. Let's see. Still slightly off. Why is that? Okay. Feels like maybe that first one was off, right? So you know what? Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the second set of 4, because you know what? Let's just try this. Okay. Crazy idea. Let's just stretch these out to see how they fit over with the next ones. That, God, it's insane how well that just worked. It's like a little bit right there, right? But that's because that's actually leftover kick bleed from the overheads, which is not a big deal. I don't think you'll hear it in the mix, but let's see. Yeah, okay. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds pretty fixed. I think that works. Okay, sweet. So I guess let me just hear it in context, make sure it's not insane. We'll also mono test it. Okay, that worked pretty well. So let's see how it is in mono. Yeah, Okay. And in context, I don't hear any difference. So the fact that there's this little transient leftover sitting around in the overheads, I don't think matters too much. You don't hear it. Even when it's just the drums alone, I don't think you really hear it. Yeah. Sick. Okay. I'm happy with that. Go ahead and save. Do this. All right, sick. I think that this is probably good to go. I think so anyway. Those vocals are a little bit louder than the main vocals now. We're still in mono? We should be in stereo now. Sick. Okay. I think it's pretty good. Let's see how the vocals here sound. All right. I think it's pretty good. Ian, do I have sign off? Is this sounding decent? All right. I think it's probably good to go. Oh, yeah, looking for those to come through still. A bit behind. All right, let's do them up. Let's do them up a little bit louder even. Less loud. Okay. How's that? Yeah, Matt sound better. Want those just behind Matt's folks? What? Alright, I'll try calling. Alright, I'll be right back.
Take one to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing a button.
Let's do how it sounds. Down, down, down. It's a nice little thing, huh?
It's a slice of life.
What shark infested that man say?
I'm sorry about that.
You understand? I'll have you arrested.
Just a minute.
Enough is enough. The sound turned down.
instead of each other.
Then suddenly, I felt like a movie with the sound turned down.
Imagination. Creative imagination.
Depression. Hey, this makes the new sound a prepared performance where things are set up. But let me go on.
Close your eyes. Decide.
I love you, son. You know that, right?
You want me to show you? What do you mean? Take one.
The sound turned down.
Okay, we're back. Let's see. Let's see if we can mono up that stuff a little bit more. Okay, so we're testing in mono. Okay, I think those sound pretty good in mono. Maybe a little louder. How does it sound in stereo? Maybe they're actually too busy on the sides. Let's see if we can. What's going on the sides? Bring those sides down. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Let's hear it in mono. Sick. Okay, I think that works. All right, I think we're good volume-wise there. So, one more test for these vocals on the monos, compatibilities. Sick. All right, I think we're good here. I think we're pretty much done. So let's go ahead and render this out. We'll go from the intro to the end right there. See if that ending spot is fine. I'm sure it probably is, but you know, whatever. Yeah, okay. I think I scooched over a little bit on that intro though. Yeah, there we go. Okay, neato. So let's call this done. I'm gonna go ahead and render this one out. We'll bounce. Okay, and we'll call this version 4. Bounce that out. So that's rendering for a second. Yeah, I guess that's something that usually I don't pay as much attention to as I totally should. But having mono compatibility is super duper important. Especially with when you consider things like, you know, your phone speaker is probably most likely mono. It's stereo sometimes, you know, some of them are stereo, but a lot of them are not. So if it's not mono compatible, you're going to wind up not hearing big chunks of your tune. So like, I don't know. That's why you always want to keep things like your kick, your bass, your vocals. Those things should all be very, very centered, so that way, even on a dumpster fire phone speaker, you'll still be able to hear it. And just in general, you always want to keep your low stuff in the center and your higher stuff a little bit more spread out to the sides. But vocals is usually the only exception. Yeah, so we'll do that. And if you were hearing before, when we would switch to the mono compatibility, you could hear sort of things would go away, you know what I mean? They would get a little bit quieter because we would lose some of the stereo image, but you should still have the whole meat of the track in there. That's why the guitars were, nice and thick in the mix still. Same thing with the drums, even all the cymbals. But yay, we'll call that one done. Okay, so I think next what we're going to move on to is something shittier. So let's go ahead and grab that. Give me a second. Oh, where did I put this? Okay, here it is. Go over to microcomps. Composition session. Here we go.
Take one to communicate.
Just the occasional pressing a button.
Okay, testing. I think I'm back. That's all back too. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen with the stream. We'll see if it dies or if it does its thing. Sure will be interesting. Anywho, so let's see where we're at. So if you can hear, this is a super weird one. Okay. Let's see. We're going to be testing the live stream. Yeah, see, I didn't know if it was going to be able to hold on or not. It did work. Okay. So it looks like the live stream is actually live again. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is working. All right. Sick, whatever, that's nice. Okay. So let's see here. So yeah, this tune is pretty weird. It's kind of all over the place. And the mix is interesting. I don't have it exactly where I want it at all. So let's go ahead and go through it. We're going to start with listening to what's wrong, right? So there's a lot wrong with it. But where do we got? We'll start with our kick, I guess, right? Kick and snare. That's all right. Let's see. We actually bring up tonal balance control. This plugin is just really helpful for being able to tell where things are sitting, right? And so right now I think that kick is like way too loud. Yeah, and in the wrong places too. You can kind of see where it was like a bunch of stuff in the 150s that we don't need. And oh shit, Aux Factor. Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going? Is it back? Did the stream die? Oh, I was just telling Norfolk that I might make it out to Chicago. Oh shit, nice. Hell yeah, when you make it out to Chicago, you should definitely... I'll definitely go. I'll hang out. Jeff and I don't live that far apart, so... Yeah. Can't wait to see you. Alright. Let's see where this mix is at. Definitely all over the place. So that first thing, the snare, that low end, like the fundamental around 200 hertz is pretty cool, but it's loud. Loving what I'm hearing so far. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit of a goofier one, but this one's out there. So the next thing we're gonna bring in is a big clap, right? Like a lot of clap happening. All right, let's see what we can do about that. I feel like they need a little bit more sparkle or something. They're a little bit too low Midi. Yeah. There we go. I feel like that's more fitting. So let's bring these guys down. There we go. That's a lot more. I feel like that fits better. Okay, so we've got that. Do that snare back. Bring our hi-hat in. That's loud. Yeah, same here. Drums are like, it's a never-ending... Like, every time I think I know what I'm doing, it's like, oh shit, I actually have no idea. Yeah, okay, so there's a little bit... Yeah, I don't like that, so bring that down a little bit. I think in general, it's just little too loud right there. What am I doing over here? What was this first plugin? Oh, okay. So one knob pumper is pretty cool. It just makes everything have that ducking effect like a 4 on the floor. I'm pretty much just using that to like fake that these notes right here have 2 different velocities, because they're definitely the same, but sounds like the first one's a lot quieter than the second. All right. Okay, that's annoying as hell. Yeah, that's just like a straight shot to 1K. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's a lot better. Let's move this off to the side just to make room in the mix, right? Yeah, not everything needs to be so in the center. All right, what do we got next? It's a decent sounding little break, but it's definitely too quiet. So what we're going to do here, a lot of people use like OTT to make things, you know, loud as hell and have absolutely no dynamic range. And that's cool, but I don't, you know, it's always a little bit too aggressive for what I'm trying to work on, right? So I use this a lot of the times, which is MV2 from Waves. It's the same thing. It does expansion and compression at the same time and really like flattens out the file without it being too aggressively like sharp. So let's hear it with it. Just dial it in. Okay, so let's bring it down to where we want it in the mix. Okay, so now let's see what let's A/B test it. So off. You can hear it, but it's kind of quiet. On. Yeah, that just gives it that extra level of oomph. Okay, so let's see EQ-wise, what does it look like post the compressor? Okay. Bad is what it looks like. It's got so much low end. Oh my god. Alright. Let's tackle that like 300 hertz fundamental hit. Because it's like, it's definitely the fundamental frequency of the snare, but it's poking out a little bit too much, right? A little bit going on in the low mids, or in the mids there too, around like 800 or 700. All right, so that sort of lets it fit in pretty nicely. And now we're gonna do, this is all just like straight up junk percussion. So this is all the weird stuff, right? It sounds like I've got like golf hit sound effects and like big slap shots. You know, hockey slap shots, you can layer those in with your kick. Or I'm sorry, with your clap, and it works well. Okay, so let's cut a little bit of the 800 hertz because we don't need that. We definitely don't need anything below like 150, right? Let's try bringing in MV2. Nice. Okay. Definitely dig where that's sitting. Okay, so let's see EQ-wise, what does it look like now? Yeah, okay. That's working itself out pretty nicely, I'd say. Okay. Definitely like that. Drums sound nice and full. So let's grab our vocals. Shouldn't be much to do there. Yeah. Just like a dude yelling. Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right, so all the vocals are sounding pretty decent. I don't think there's any reason to mess with that. So let's check out. That's our bass tone. That's what matters. This is our sub. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna grab one knob fatter and just turn that up on it. That definitely made it a lot louder, but I don't know if that made it any better, right? And we have our kick peaking at like -5, right? Okay, so that's a lot of bass, right? We just want to be careful that we don't have too much crowding around like 150. that's when you're going to start having problems with your bass. Is around like the 150 to 200 hertz range. You put a dip in there and that should just about fix it. That's not too big of a deal. All right, so that's sounding pretty decent. Let's see what our tonal bass layer sounds like. See, this is that thing where it's like OTT is here, but it's way too aggressive. Well, now it's way louder, so that probably had something to do with it. But let's try that MV2 plugin on it and see what happens. Bring these way down. All right, we're getting somewhere, right? First thing we want to do before we hit that MV2 compressor, though, is like you can see there's like an unnecessary amount of low end that we're shaving off. We're going to be using the sub for most of that stuff, right? So now it should just be flattening everything in the mids and highs, which it is. And let's see what auto filter's doing. Okay, it's just adding a little bit of filter movement. And we'll take one last look. Okay, let's carve this up a little bit, right? So right now it's all just flat. We gotta give it some space. Okay, so that's sounding already decently better. And what is this compressor doing right on the end? Absolutely not. Much better. Okay. Okay, so one of the things you can do is like, so we want to have the bass side chain to the kick, right? But one of the things we do to kind of hide it and make it less obvious is if we do it really hard on the sub and then a lot less on the tonal layer. So you can kind of hear how like in the high end on the bass, no real issues. It's not cutting that much when the kick happens, just a little bit. But on the subs, it's doing a hell of a lot of work, right? Which is what we want, right? The next thing was that I noticed this in the car. This little thing right here, that little cello hit is like the worst. The worst, man. There's so much. Doesn't need any of this. Okay, now let's make it not repeat that single little quarter note over and over again. Let's see. See that already? That works a lot better. It's much, much cleaner now. Okay, so let's start checking out our individual like instruments, right? the first thing that jumps out is this little synth is odd, right? That little guy. He is weird sounding, so we're gonna fix it. Yeah, see, look, it's like all low mid for whatever reason, which, you know, part of that is the sound, but part of it is just annoying. Let's fix it. Okay. See how that sounds. Okay, so that's a lot better, but it's still not quite there. There we go. Okay. And then these are the only other two big things, right? Weird sounding things. Those are weird as hell. Okay, so what do they sound like though? That's like a lot of mid-range. Huh. I mean, it works. It's just weird. Probably. I don't think I really have to do much. Okay. It's gotta be louder, that's for sure. Let's see our grinding pluck. Okay. That's something. So let's see what it sounds like EQ wise. Okay. And that one I don't think I'm going to do much because it's supposed to be really squeaky sounding, right? That's like the whole tonal shape of it is that it's squeaky. Okay. And then the last thing is really just these guys right here. What do they even sound like on their own? Okay, so that's pretty neat, but that is a lot of low mids, right? So what you want to do is, let's take care of that. You can see like there's a lot floating around 100, 150, just unnecessary. Same thing with the 200. Okay, and then what's here? Okay, so that's kind of just the same sound twice. They're very different, but they both achieve the same thing, right? Let's see if we can make that a little bit interesting. Okay, so let's see if those differentiate. Okay. This is a much better spot now, right? Okay, let's see what that is now. Nice, okay. There we go. Okay, now let's see what our actual mastering is doing, because I have a feeling that's responsible for some of this too. Oh, well, there we go. Problem 1. There's not even dynamics processing on it. There's no multi-band compression, so that's a little odd. I don't know why I would have done that. I must have been in a huge hurry when I did this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we want to break this up into multi-bands. The first one is the bass seems very, very full, right? Probably pretty weird to talk over this, to be honest, because it's just low end. So if you're listening, it's like, better have good headphones or something, you know? Because otherwise this is like pretty quiet. Okay, but so if you can hear it, the problem right now is that they're too one note. It doesn't have enough motion to it, right? Sorry, I just realized something. That's why these sound different. Okay, let me look at these. Yeah. Okay. During this chorus section. Okay. And here, the notes are at 116. And here, the notes are like 80. So let's make these 116. That's why it sounded so much quieter in the main part and louder in the beginning. Anywho, okay. Let's go back and open up Ozone. And yeah, okay. Ozone is open. Bass is sounding a little bit too flat. There's not enough motion to it, right? I think that's because the bass is just long held notes, which is fine. They probably could go down a little bit. Let's see. I think I could compress my kick too. That might actually help me with some of my issues. Let's see what our kick sounds like. Yeah, okay, so that's probably hitting shockingly almost the same. Okay, so we'll turn on the soft clipping to make sure. And then let's go ahead and open up another EQ on it and just carve out what we don't need, right? What don't we need? We don't need anything in this like 150 range. For me personally, the 300 is even a little bit loud. Yeah. And then like there's some clicking happening that we just... Good in other songs, not in this one. Right? Let's see what that sounds like now. That's my wife yelling at the cats. They're arguing over something. I don't know what. Okay, so let's see how that is. Okay, so it's definitely getting there, right? There's still, I don't think that there's enough low end to it. So what we're going to do is let's listen to just our kick and just our sub. Yeah, there's just, it's not enough low end. So let's go ahead and add some more low end. What we're going to do is we're going to grab, there's a plugin called Bark of the Dog. Just lets you add low end, right? You get to choose what frequency. So we can actually go ahead and probably see on the first EQ where our kick is at. And it looks like around 60 or so hertz, right? We'll have to tune it by ear. That's better. You know what else is that feels like a very short kick. Are we shortening it at all? Susie doing cat things. All right. I don't think we have to shorten it at all. I do feel like there's that one bass note that's like really loud by comparison to everything else. Normally, like getting this detailed does not matter, but there's one note that's significantly louder than all the others. So you got to do something about it, right? There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and see one last time on this frequency spectrum. What does our kick look like, right? It's like too much, around 500. Okay, so this kind of stuff is boring, but it's so like kind of have to do it, you know? So let's see. Okay, now I think we can actually turn up that bass a little bit. So let's go ahead and turn that up just like a tad. Okay, so that's pretty solid. See where our low mids are at? Not bad. All this is not too bad. So let's see where we are on a more fine spectrum. You can see we're up around the like 6K mark. We're seeing right around there between 5 and 6K. You can see there's kind of a bump. So we're going to go ahead and just remove some of that with a dynamic EQ. Maybe it's more like 7 to 8, right? Yeah, much better. Okay. And see, now our low end is kind of lacking in this like 150 to 200. That is because I made it lacking, but let's see if we can bring it back up. This is not the end of the world. We'll drag this low down a little bit. And you know what? I should have mentioned this earlier, right? One of the things that is very important when doing this stuff, right, is you should high pass everything with a brick wall at like 30 hertz. There's a bunch of stuff happening between 30, and you can probably even go 34. But I'm going to go 30. There's a lot of things happening between 30 and 20 that are completely inconsequential to anything that you're going to hear. whatever speaker system you're playing it on, unless it's like a live venue, is not going to be able to pick up this bass. And it's just going to take up room in your mastering, right? Which is like a huge issue. Instead of doing any of that, just make it sit nicer to begin with. Okay. So for the most part, things are looking and sounding and feeling pretty dang flat. Okay, so let's hear it from the beginning once off. Okay, so the other thing we noticed, did you see how in the short term it was hanging out at like minus 10.5 on the LUFS? So that's your volume, how loud, like your loudness perception. How loud does the song feel? And this track, it felt only minus 10.5, which I think is a little bit too quiet. I usually try to go for minus 9.5. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that. A really easy way to do it is just use parallel compression. Is what I'm going to do here. If you don't know what parallel compression is, it basically, you take your signal and you duplicate it and you only compress one of them and then you sum it at the end. So it's the ultra compressed signal mixed with your regular transient one. So that's how louder works from one knob. So if we bump that a little bit, you can see we instantly bump this number up. Okay, that's sounding a lot better. Let's see it from the beginning. Nice. Okay, so that's sounding pretty solid. I'm very happy with this. I think the only thing I'm going to do is we're going to add a little bit of arrangement effects. We definitely need a bigger sort of like right into the ending. And we might be able to squeak in another one right here before it hits, right? To kind of blend in with these guys. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Really quick, I saw a bunch of stuff over here. I don't know what this is, so we're going to listen to this really quick. Okay, that's really cool. How can we transition between the two? Because that's a really neat, just solid ending, right? I kind of like that. Maybe we'll do a second little interlude track. It's just this. Oh man, okay. We're definitely gonna have to do something with this. Okay. Let's see. So these guys sort of zip into this, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. We'll come back to that in a sec. All right. First thing we need to do here is there's definitely like, I need some crash cymbals, right? Because there's just none of them. Which is fine, you know, but I feel like it needs a couple of them. Not everything needs crash cymbals, but this definitely does. So I'm going to go over to Spectrasonics and grab Stylus. I'll say it here. Dude, I wish Stylus would please get an update because it sounds old as hell. Like it's classic, you know, but it definitely needs an update. I think it's been like 10 or 12 years. So let's see. All symbols. And let's go ahead and test some of these out. Usually I know which ones I'm going to use already, but let's go here. Drag down the volume quite a bit because otherwise it's going to be very, 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 very loud. And let's see. Okay. So we definitely want one right on 13. Right? So that is absurdly loud. Okay. Maybe like a combo of these two. I think that would work. So let's see. Nice. Okay. That's the move. Sick. Okay. So that definitely worked. What we're going to do now is we're going to grab a couple of quick I want to grab from Contact. There's a library called, what the hell is it called? Rise and Hit? I think it's called Rise and Hit. We'll find out in a second. But that'll sort of fill in those big whoosh sounds right before. I feel like it needs those. Just because this song is so like overly complicated, but really small in a cool way. So let's see if we can bring some of that in. Yes, search for the spotlight. I know that it's there. Okay. That's like instantaneously sick. I don't have to do anything to it. That's why, you know, you use that plugin. Okay, so let's go ahead and plop a note down for it. We definitely want it to hit in time with our crash cymbal. Let's see. So the only problem I can see with this right now is that lead in is a little bit too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the plugin, change the rise time to be 2 measures instead of 4, and let's see what that sounds like. It's cool. It's still a little loud. Definitely don't need any of the like low end from it, right? The only problem with these cymbals is that they feel a little bit short. So I think I'm going to layer them up with something. They're definitely not long enough. And I could go find longer cymbals, but I kind of just like how those ones sound. So let's go ahead and open Native Instruments. And they've got Battery. If you've watched any of my live streams before or anything, I use Battery for just about all my drums. I don't know. It's just very, very convenient. There's no real reason I don't use it for the sound packs. But so let's go here. There's some big cymbals. Okay. That's from a kit that I made like a million years ago. I think I originally sampled like even slate drums, because I was sick of bringing that instrument up every time I wanted one cymbal hit. So I just made a sample of it. Okay. That's cool. It's a little bit A too quiet, but B, I think, change up the pitch, right? Let's see. Yeah, that helps it blend in a little bit better, but it's longer, right? There we go. Okay, so it's sounding pretty good. I'm liking this rise and hit a little bit less now, though. Let's see what we can do about that. Go. This sounds like now. And what's up, Ian? All right, bring in that high end a little bit. There we go. Okay. So you're just jumping in. This is like a weird little, absolutely bizarre. I'm gonna use it as an interlude somewhere in the album, just between two songs, that I can't find a good transition for. Right? It's bizarre sounding. And so I also, while I was doing this, I found at some point I must have grabbed pieces of this and made a second piece, but listen to this. So that's pretty neat. I'm really happy with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see, this is why I'm too like back and forth, whatever. So I should finish this, but I don't think I will. Because right now I don't even like this guy right here. Let's see if we can just zip him in. Okay, I like that better, but it's still not good. Let's see. Okay, that's probably done. I don't know. Let's work on this thing. This is way more fun. This is the fun new thing. Because I don't remember making that, so. I must have done it at some point, but it sounds... we're going to go ahead and definitely open up Omnisphere in this. We can make some fun, weird bell pluck sounds. This is something that I love doing, right? Okay. It's like a huge latency, but we're just going to ignore that right now. The other thing is that there's like a reverb floating around here that I do not want. Go away, reverb. Okay. Okay, so that's a lot of notes. All right, so let's see what's in here. I guess the first thing would be, instead of like going directly to find and build our own whatever little patch, I have a ton of patches. This is what you do with your spare practice time, is when you're messing around with stuff and you go, wow, that's a really cool little thing I made, but this beat or whatever, this little loop that I made sucks, but I like that thing. So I'm going to save it off as a preset for myself later, right? And if you do that, you wind up with this big collection of presets that are all you, right? And not just presets. So you get these things like these little mallets and bells and weird stuff you'd never like that would take a while to make and you'd never do it. But let's see if we can find a good one. That might be cool. Yeah, I definitely like that. Okay, these pads are a little loud, so let's turn them down. Go to our mallet. Okay, so my timing is bad because, you know, latency. Yeah, so I go like something like that. Okay, so let's just try that. Okay, we've got our Midi in here, right? Well, those sounded really good when they're held out. Yeah, okay, we're gonna hold these out. Yeah, definitely something like that. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so let's see. Maybe do like a... Yeah. Really good. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Okay, so this is exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and make these, you know, like regular human notes. Okay. So we're gonna hold these out. What have we got? The other thing we need to do is we desperately need to add swing, because this whole thing has swing except for this part. Yeah, and hit that like high octave right there, right? Okay, the other thing I don't like about this melody right now is I want to have a badadat. I want to have a triplet right here instead of a 16th note. Let's go. So ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yes. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted. And then let's do a you know. Okay, and if you don't know, the tick numbers right here. So right now. This is at like 43, 4, 4, 8, 1. This one's at 1, right? So that's the actual 16th note. The second note in the triplet is always going to be 161, and then the last one's always 180, or is always 81. That means nothing unless, you know, you're used to trying to write triplets and you're going, shit, these are never right. I have to quantize them. That's the key right there. Those are the numbers. Okay. Sick. Okay. I want to have like a dun dun. Yeah. Yes. Okay. But we're gonna swing the heck out of them, right? Nice. Okay. Let's see. Let's bring this in. Yes. Okay. Let's have that happen. All of that. Let's just have all of that happen a second time. Right. Let's divide. Sorry. Gonna divide that really quick. These guys, grab these guys, and just drag them over for a second time. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely have some sort of double triplet walk-in right there, right? Have a yeah. Let's see if we can add that in. If I was willing to bet, what I'm singing is probably these notes. I don't know if that's the case, but I mean that sounds pretty close, right? Duplicate this really quick. And that should hit everything. Close, but no. Okay. I definitely want this note to be this. I want this guy to be this. Try that. Yeah, I think that was right. Bring it up here. Sick. Okay. That doesn't matter at all. Sometimes you gotta do things that are just for you, though. I like triplets. Okay, the other thing we're going to do here, because this melody is cool, but I think it needs a little bit more. The notes are too dead on. There needs to be more glide. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply glide, and we're going to bring this down to a voice count of 1. Let's see how that goes. Am I doing the right sound? Ooh, I might not have been tweaking the right. Okay, I was not tweaking the right sound. Whoops. My bad. Does that fix it? It did fix it. Yay. Okay. So let's go over to our actual track that I wanted to do. This is our melody. We're going to pick it up from right where that goes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce some glide. We also really only need one voice, right? Okay, so that sounds cool, except it sucks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that sort of legato-y. We're gonna change it so that the glide only happens on legato notes, and legato notes is where they're overlapping, right? So if we shorten these up, you won't hear it. But you hold it. See? So now that we held it, it slid up into the note. So this one, we're definitely going to legato slide in, right? See if we can do that on the same note. Nope. Okay, so when you come into something like this where you want both notes to be slid, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to have this hit at the exact same time, the lower note, and see if that does it. Yeah, see? So that worked itself out. And we'll do that same trick here, actually. Yes. Okay, so that's definitely the melody. I am digging that. Okay. Okay. So that's our melody. Go ahead and copy it. Oh no, we copied wrong. Okay. But what we're going to do to fix that is just delete these guys. We're going to join these two MIDI files together. Oh, dang. Didn't work. We're going to bring this over here. And then we're going to join the two MIDI files. Yeah, see? Okay, that made them go together. Okay. This is neat. I really like this. But let's work on the tone of that lead a little bit. Because it is sounding kind of just okay. Right? I mean, first off, it just needs mixing. So, let's see. Definitely doesn't need any of that low end, right? And I think it would benefit from losing a lot of the high end, too. The other thing is these notes are just plucking a little bit too hard. Let's go ahead and change the envelope to make things a little bit... Yeah, see? Sick. Okay. So that makes things a little bit, you know, less abrasive and less sounding like a fake bell, right? Sick. Okay, so I like where that's headed. So let's go ahead and layer that in with a second voice. I think on the second voice, though, we're definitely not going to have it be the same sound. We're going to have it be something... Oddly enough, I'm feeling something stringed instrument. Like, I'm kind of feeling like maybe a harp or something would work. If we go over to Logic's sampler, we can do something there. Or we can try... Let's see if we can make something in Sculpture work. Because that's by far my favorite synth within Logic. It's a very weird R+ strong engine, and it's straight up bizarre. So let's go ahead and grab some of these like plucked instruments. There's an acoustic harp is the first one, right? It sounds cheesy in the good way, right? But when you have those two mallets together, right? That's pretty neat, but we're going to bring it up an octave. Sounding all right. I've got some presets of my own we can try working with. It doesn't sound like anything weird. There we go. Nope. 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 Okay, we're definitely gonna go back to just... Oh, hi Seth, how's it going? We're definitely gonna go back to grabbing that harp because that sounded... What is this? Airy lead, what is this? Oh, that's cool. Does it sound like an octave higher? That's neat. Okay, I like that. Let's blend it in. Yeah, okay. Here's what we're working on since you're just joining in. There we go. Just punch the mic mid-song though. So this is going to be definitely an interlude between some songs on the next album, because that's what I'm doing right now, is building out sort of all the transitions and interludes. So this actually came out of, got a track over here that's pretty weird, right? This guy. I just realized I could put you up on our TV while Paula's collapsed on my lap. It sounds flippin' neat as hell. Thank you. That's my boy. Hello, Amran Murray. What's up? Yeah, well, if Paul's collapsed, say hi to Paul. If he's asleep, don't say hi to Paul. All right, so we've got this. Let's see if we can make this sound. So this guy over here was way more filled out with stuff. This is still kind of, it's full, but it's empty, right? There can definitely be more that I throw into it. One of the things for sure is we want to pull in a crash right at the beginning. Alright. And I think what we're going to do then is we're actually going to take these for the second part. We're just going to have them be the fade-in versions, right? So... Chips is staring at your icon floating. Hi, Chips. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the rest of this melody from earlier. Oops. Grab this. Let's duplicate it. Going to be one last time, right? Sick. Okay. So let's grab melody one last time. And I think we'll do... Missed that high note earlier. Let's see if I can grab... Sounds awful by itself. And then we'll have it end on... I think C. Yeah. Push that out. We only need to be that... We only need that to be a very short note, so let's bring that down to an eighth note. Right. Okay. That's going to end nice and pretty. What can we do with this percussion? Right. Okay, so what we're definitely gonna do is move that second kick. Ooh, ghostly pirate ship in the 1830s. I can totally. Ooh, I gotta make a note for myself. Thank you. Pirate, birdhouse. Okay, for later. I gotta remember that. Okay. Where were we? This is where we were. So what do we need here? I feel like this needs some sort of small, very light percussion. So what we're gonna do, I've got, I think I was talking about this earlier, but definitely like make presets for yourself, because it's gonna be helpful in times like this. Because right now I know I have a bunch of like little drum sounds that I can use that are like all wooden percussion hits in this like wood blocks and rim shots. Like a bunch of cute little, you know. I remember I made this kit like a million years ago, just as like, I was sick of always trying to find these exact samples, so I just put them all in a kit and saved it off so that I would never lose them again, right? So let's go ahead and just use some of them. Gotta be something I can do with that. So let's see, what do we got here? Like a bunch of weird sounds. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, I don't know where these came from, but like, we'll just roll with it. Maybe like a, and then do like a ba-dun-dun, right? Except we definitely want these to be super swamp. And I definitely want it to be like a boom cut boom, right? So these are all going to be 16th notes. Yes, okay. Digging that. Ooh, that's a fun guy. Okay. Let's see where we can squeeze him in, right? We'll have a... Alright, and then we'll do just once. Oh, you know what? I actually like that way better. Let's bring these up to these hits. Yes. And that can be way louder. And these guys can be way quieter because they're too loud. So let's see comparatively. Oh no. Let's see comparatively where it's at. Okay, now they're too quiet. But you know what? I think all of it's too quiet now. Yeah, I think that could be like a boom, cling, ding, ding. You know? Definitely not that. Okay, that's going to be way too loud. Try. Yes. And then let's hit that on the and, right? Yes, okay. That's where we're at. And I definitely want to have right there like a chin, you know. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we'll get rid of those guys. And let's see what we can find percussion-wise. There's some little stuff in there. Omnisphere demanding on your CPU? Or do you find it easy to manage? It is extraordinarily demanding. It is like, Omnisphere is the heaviest, most fat plugin I've ever... Watch this. Okay, I'm going to pull it up and you can see, I'm pretty sure live on stream that my little icon guy is going to botch. Oh, he's dead right now. Let me see if I can bring him back. Can you hear me? Okay, you can, but he's dead, so give me a sec. My little guy is dead. Okay, he's coming back. Give him a minute. He's going to be back. Okay, because I'll show you this. Omnisphere, every time that I open it up, you'll see my little character guy will completely die. And everything is going to chug on screen, and it's very painful to look at. So I open it up, and just everything is a little bit slower now, and it's very painful, and drops frames like crazy. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it. On my end, I can, but it's god awful. It sucks because it sounds so good. And you just kind of have to put up with it. All right, now where were we? Yeah. Let's see. Thought I had some stuff down there. I have a Dell XD9 or XD9. I can't read. 8910. I've wanted Omni for a very long time. I have no idea what that computer is. Honestly, I know nothing about computers. That's why I have a Mac. But because I know nothing about them. But if it's gonna be like, I would recommend at least like 4 to 8 gigs of RAM on whatever computer you have before you get Omnisphere. Just because it's gonna be a heavy hog on your CPU. Yeah, I don't know. I've had older computers back when I had my I had like a 2009 Mac Tower, like the old one that looks like a big cheese grater. And every time I opened up Omnisphere, it's like a huge nightmare. It was definitely a driving factor for why work bought me a new computer, because I was like, shit don't open, you know? All right. I want to find a good beetle-a-duppa, you know? Yeah, okay, that'll work. That's definitely gonna work. Okay, so let's make a triplet out of this really quick. Okay. And they're probably gonna be too quiet, but let's see. Right. I'm gonna find, where was that high one? That guy. Okay. Do that. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm digging that. It's a little bit, this one's a little bit busy, right? Well, maybe I'll get rid of this guy. Yes. Okay, that's much better. Ooh, maybe we can bring those up to that higher one. Yes, okay, I definitely like that, right? Honestly, you know what? Instead of maybe the hi-hat here, we can actually take that same pattern. Let's go ahead and shift it, because this has been fun hi-hat pattern for a while, but it is getting a little bit stale at that point. So let's grab it, let's make it a wood block, and let's find, I think it's C3. I have some nice, like, classic, yeah, like 808 rim shots, right? Let's see what we can do with that. Oh, that should be on the off notes. Okay. Okay, so this is in the right direction. And maybe we can do on that second one, do the one with all the reverb on it. I think maybe there. Yes, something like that. Okay. That's what I want. And I can definitely bring that back again here. Ba-ba-ba. Yes, okay. I think that's correct. So, all right. I think that's the pattern I like. Let's see. And then maybe we honestly even drop out that melody. I kind of like it being that little ghost whistle from a pirate ship from 1830. All right. Okay, we need to find some other lead to go with that. That's cool. Like it, but it needs more to it. So let's see if we can find. I'm just gonna open up Omnisphere, man. Gonna hurt my CPU, but I don't care. Let's see. Okay, so if we open him up, I'm gonna go ahead and click through. Like I've said before, I made a ton of presets for myself a long time ago of like sounds that I like, right? Just to save myself time in times like this. That's like an instantly cool. Listen to that. Go up really high. When you hold the notes out, it has that really weird like, right? And that sounds really sick. So let's see what that sounds like in combination with our ghost flute. Like an octave too low. Right? Let's try that. Okay, I think the other thing we need to do is we need to make that one voice. Okay. And I think we also need to bring it up. I think we also need to bring it up like a lot in pitch, right? Try this. Actually, I don't like that. Let's see what's going on in this patch, because I don't remember, right? So let's see. It feels like there's something really low, like a low octave somewhere. And I don't know what that sound is. So if we dissect really quick. That's like a chord. Yeah, so let's just open everything. Okay, let's remove the one patch that's like a weird chord that sucks. Right? There's no point in having that there. So, let's fix it. Now let's see what this sounds like. Much better. Okay, that's heading in a good direction. I think what we should do though is there needs to be some big transition right there. There needs to be something because it is too just like dead, right? Let's see. We have some sort of a... Oh, can you guys hear the laundry? I don't know if you can hear the laundry in the back or not. Whatever. There needs to be some sort of big transition there because right now it's not enough, right? What I'm thinking is we need some sort of big white noise riser. So I'm going to go ahead and grab from... Let's see, where is it? I'm actually going to use for this... It's called Faceplant by Kilohertz. It's a really good alternative to something like Omnisphere. Honestly, it's like Serum. Oh, good. You hear no laundry, but all of mine is still sitting behind me. Yeah. Right now the laundry machine is running and it's like, it's so loud, but I guess no one can hear it. So like it doesn't exist. Fold your laundry. All right. So what are we going to do? Okay. So this is a preset I made for myself a long time ago. It's called the white noise transition sound. You hear it on everything. I just wanted a patch that made it modular, but it just sounds like this. Right? Everybody's heard this 1,000 times. It's just filtered white noise being bandpass filtered. And then I have a LFO that's in the shape of this. It basically, because it's 18 quarter notes, right? That means it's 4 bars long plus 2 quarter notes beforehand. So I have 2 quarter notes of it ramping up to its maximum pitch, and then I have 4 of it going straight down back to 0. So that's how it sounds. You get the, you know, and if you make this, you know, you can make it really quick if you want it, or you can make it really slow, whatever. I have it really slow because I use it as a transition effect. So yeah, let's see what that sounds like mixed in here. It's probably going to be way too loud at first, but that doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and change this. So that totally worked. Okay. I like that. I also need here, I've got a gong here. We're going to put a big gong in there. Because gongs are cool. Said no one ever. Cool, you can barely hear it. Sick. Okay, neat. I definitely don't need that crash cymbal right there. So let's go ahead and see what else we can do transition wise, right? We definitely want to have some sort of build up there. I think one thing we can probably do to add some more depth to it, let's go ahead and duplicate from over there. We had an instance of Rise and Hit from Native Instruments that was doing sort of a white noise, just impacty thing, which sounded cool, but I don't think it'll work because we just put that white noise sweep sound effect in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I copied it already, and I'm going to make to grab a second one. So I usually like this mass chorus sounding one a lot. I use it a lot for orchestral crap for work, but it sounds good. Like very big. The reason it sounds so thin is I've already got some EQ on there from earlier since I duplicated a track. I basically just cut out all the low end because we don't really need it for something like this, right? That helped a lot. Sick. Okay, so I think the only thing left to do at this point is write some sort of bass line. But let's see. What do we have? We have a bass patch from earlier. Just a big sounding bass, right? For that, we're using Trillion, which, if you know Omnisphere, Trillion is it's the bass version of Omnisphere, right? So it's just a lot of bass sound, and that works. You know, there's a lot of stuff in there. You'll definitely get use out of it if you get both. I know I certainly do. So let's go ahead and write ourselves a bass line. So what do we have mostly chord-wise? Not a lot going on. Actually, it looks like I wrote in the pad itself the like low notes, right? So if we wanted, we could just copy. Yeah, we could just copy this, right, and call it a day. They're way too low, so we'll have to bring them up an octave. Right? But that's like not fun at all. So we'll do like a boom boom. Let's do, whoopsie. Okay. Okay, so this is something that I like to do. A lot of times I like to have the bass line be consistent regardless of the chords. It just gives your tune like a very good beef to it, and it's something that you can hum the entire time. So let's see if we can do that with this, right? We'll just add a little bit of variation each time around that we play it, right? So if we go ahead, duplicate that. We're starting with something very, very, very basic. Oh, you guys can't see that. Whatever. Oh, I guess you could. You could see it down there. Anyhow. Yeah, okay. Even just that by itself is fine, right? If we wanted, we could move this around a little bit, right? I guess I gotta go all the way up to the high note it hits, right? Okay, I guess we'll move it around. Alright. I think this is a D sharp. Yeah. And I think what we'll do right there is do something like this, right? Can I put that every single time? What does that sound like every single time? Every single bar. Kind of works. And you know what? Since this is a C chord, we'll make this G, so it's the fifth, right? And what is this? This is a D sharp, so the fifth would be an A sharp. Go figure, that's a note from right there, right? And we'll leave this one at F because that's the octave, right? And that sounds fine. When you're doing your basses, you want things to be very octaves, fifths, fourths, whatever. It's not a hard and fast rule, obviously, but it is a really quick way to make a bass line that is memorable, right? So let's hear that all in context. Sick. Okay. I guess we'll try one time to see if we can bring all of these fifths down to their octave and see what happens. I have a feeling it's going to be too low, but we'll see. It sounds a little bit more satisfying, but like, let's pull up a like a EQ really quick. I'm pretty sure you're not going to hear any of those low notes. They're probably even being clipped by the master EQ. So that's like 30 hertz right there, right? So I guess they're there. It's just very like unlikely that you're going to hear them very well, right? I like the fifths better anyway, so let's just roll with that. We'll do like a beat or doon, right? So we'll have that end on a C. The other thing I kind of want to do here, I want to have some like drawn out roll kind of chords, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do this. We're going to grab this. It's a new instrument. And what we're going to do this is we're going to quantize it to the 16th note up here under region. The reason you do this is because it gives you all the access to this like more right here, right? So now we can change the gate time from here. We can change the dynamics from here. But the cool thing is we get this flam setting, right? So let me make this window bigger so you can kind of see it. So all of our stuff right here, if you change the flam setting, like if it's at 0, nothing happens. But the more you bring it up, you can see our chords start to like roll out, right? And so you hit the notes like, it's really slowly builds into them. So that's way too loud, and the notes sound like ass because they're really driven. So let's see what that sounds like this. Right? So why would we want to do that? The answer is because it sounds cool. So if we go ahead and open Omnisphere back up, because of course we are, I've made myself a preset I know that I have here. It's called like Ghost Roads. Yeah. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. I I love that sound. That's a preset I made for myself a while back. Let's see. Sounds so cool. All right. So what I'm definitely going to do is bring that way down in volume because it's super loud. There's also a lot going on here. These are thick chords. Do I need all these notes? Probably not, right? So like, what did I raise that by? This is C, that's the octave. We don't need that, that's the 7th. Right, we like the 7th. 7th gang. Let's remove that octave. What is this? This is a C7, C major 7, add 9. Okay. So, you can kind of, you know, pick and choose what you want out of this. I don't think we need these low notes here, right? So let's remove them. Go ahead and redo our flam setting, right? Now we can drag those out. But I think we can have a little bit of fun with it. So let's take our 5th on every chord and just spread these voicings out because they're neat, but they're not quite there. Let's bring... Okay, so let's make all of our 3rds our 9ths. And let's make all of our 9ths our 3rds. These will be goofy kind of chords. They're spread out. Let's go ahead and do that. Oof. What just happened? What do these chords sound like? That's correct. Okay, so let's take, these are all our 5ths. Let's bring them down to like their 5th position, right? Sounds very twinkly. Thick, okay. Okay, and the other thing is that these chords are they're all parallel motion, right? These are the exact same chord shape moved around a bunch, which can be okay sometimes, but I think we can change it up a little bit and make it more exciting. Let's go ahead and mess with the voicing a little bit on some of these, right? This will break it up a little bit. And we can definitely bring these two. Wow, you can bring them down 2 octaves. Okay, so let's see what that sounds like, because that chord progression should sound a lot more interesting and a lot weirder, right? Try that. See, that's weird because we put the 7th, I think the 9th in the bass. That one's a little bit odd. I don't know if I like that. But How do these chord progressions sound? I think that could work. Okay. Let's just get rid of this quantize bullshit. We've got spread. That comes in a little bit. That gets really tight. And that gets a little bit too high spread. Let's see if we can bring... I think that's a ninth. We can put the ninth in the bass to give it a more subtle feel. That is a funky chord. I am digging that. Okay. Let's see what that sounds like in context. The only other thing I can think of is that this whole thing is like an octave too high. Let's try that actually. Weird. I don't like that. Kidding. What can I do to this Ghost Roads to make it less... It's a little too twinkly, you know? It's definitely this. Okay, that's like a plus 12. So let's... I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I'm gonna just mute it and we'll do it again later. Okay. We're gonna ditch this. I have an idea. I have an idea. We're gonna just make these little pluck guys. Right? And that's cool, but I know I've got some stuff in Massive that I've been using, right, house music for, you know, library stuff. And there's a very specific pad in there that I really like. Where is it? Native Instruments. Massive X. Yeah, it's in there. They have a group of presets and settings called, is it My House or Our House? I don't remember. But it's in there. Oh, cool. Spinning Beach Ball of Death. Okay. Yeah, it's called Our House. Okay. There's in here, I gotta find it, but there's really cool stuff. Oh, but where is it? Where is it? The Crisp and Rise? Yes, that's totally it. Okay. Okay, but we goofed by making it not parallel voices. I don't know why you guys shouldn't have let me done that. It's all on you. Your fault. Okay. And we'll remove these octaves. I remember we did that in the earlier version, right? We also removed the very low end that we don't need. It's sounding pretty cool, but let's try bringing it down an entire octave. Yeah. That's definitely, that is what I wanted. Okay. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit, the word I'm looking for. Give it a bigger release time, right? I'm gonna just hold the notes for longer, honestly. Something like this, right? Yeah. That's the move. Okay. I like that. Let's see where we're at with this. Okay. I like that. I think what we should do though is for these last couple of notes, right now they're very short. Let's drag them out a little bit. Try dragging them out a full. That's okay. Let's see. This guy's a little short. I just love the free-spirited mood of this. Light and sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I do too. I don't know where this came from. It sounds, it's really smooth and soft. It just feels good. The only thing I'm not entirely certain on is that. Get rid of that. Can't get rid of that. Then it's nothing. Try that. Alright, I can live with that. I do want to have right at the end though one final like cymbal swell. So I had one of those earlier. Let's just bring it back. The exact same one. Right? Sick. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that, and I actually don't know how close is it to being mixed. It sounds pretty okay. Oh, I was wrong. It is not close. There's a lot of low end and like nothing else, right? Am I having that same issue over here with the rest of the track? That's part of it. Okay, so I have those notes. These are what? 106 velocity. These ones are probably they looked heavier. They were a darker orange. Let me see. Where are they? They're 116. So let's bring all of these down to 106. So it'll match the rest of these over here. That should help us lower our bass a little bit. Okay, well, it only did so much. I wonder if the same thing is happening with our kicks. Bro, I stepped away for like 5 minutes and the song went somewhere. Yeah, it became like a thing. I was screwing around for a little bit and I got lost in the details, but it's like a thing now. Sounds a lot fuller. There's still like it's a little bit too. I think it's just that it's too loud. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, sick. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm gonna call it. Been streaming for like 2.5 hours, and I know that I started talking really loud and happy and excited, and by the end of it, I'm like, ugh. So I definitely need to call it here, and it's getting late. I gotta go to bed. So, all right. Thank you guys for stopping by. I do this every single Wednesday at the exact same time, so if you're around, just pop on by. As always, you can follow me on all social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that crap, but Instagram's probably where I'm most active. So yeah, give me a follow. It's just at Shidi Midi, if you don't know already. And yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And I'll catch you next week.